General guidelines for setting limits. Here's one. Define it. In defining a speed limit, we tried to answer two questions. What's expected? And then what happens when the boundary is crossed? So define it. Number two, give reasons for it. Oftentimes parents don't give reasons. Maybe you've had a conversation with your child that went something like this. Maybe you can relate to this. I think your kids can probably relate to this. Mom, can I go? No. N-O. Oh, she can spell. Why not? He says out loud. First part he didn't say out loud. Why not? Because I said so. And besides, I'm your mother. Under his breath, sarcastically, I thought I knew you from somewhere. Everybody else is going. Why can't I go? If everybody else was jumping off the cliff, would you jump off the cliff too? Again, under his breath. With a mother like you, I'm considering it. You ever had one of those conversations where you just sort of gave the rote answer, so predictable, your kids knew it was coming. It's like they could have done the conversation for you before you even started into it. When our kids move into their teenage years, they begin to question their values and they begin to question their decisions. And when they question their values and decisions, they need guidance in terms of what they're going to do with those values and decisions. And without reasons, when we don't give reasons because I said so, when we do that routine, then what happens is we kick back over here into the rules. We're dealing with extrinsic motivation. Our kids don't know why they're supposed to do what they're supposed to do, but it sure isn't impacting their hearts. And so there's nothing going on internally. They may be following your behavior that you set for them, your pattern, whatever it is, but they don't understand why they're doing it. And if they don't understand why they're doing it, then there's really no reason to do it to begin with. Our children need to understand why, because our goal is to encourage internal motivation in our kids that gives them a reason that drives them toward conviction. Now, with that in mind, let's go to the third idea here. We define it, we give reasons for it, and we discuss it. Communication works wonders, but it won't work when there's underlying tension, confusion, broken relationship, conflict that's lingering around under the surface. So before we even begin to get toward discussing any of these things, it's absolutely critical for us to listen carefully to our kids, to make sure that there's no underlying anger or resentment or frustration there. And if there is, to bring it out and see what it is and deal with it as honestly as we can. Once we have done that, then we can create open communication on these limits by doing things like this. We draw up a proposal around this area, this place where we are trying to set a speed limit. We draw up a proposal. We talk through that proposal with our teenager. We then negotiate that proposal until everybody agrees. We invite our teenager to talk to us about this particular issue anytime they want to talk with us. And then we remember that parents always have the last say. Parents always have the last say.